My name is Dan, and I don't know about the stock market. Luckily, my two friends Shayan and Josh do, so they decided to teach me.
So let's try not to talk as much this time.
Are we on right now?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, we went on a little bit of a tangent last time, if you recall, and then you're like, "Why is the episode 35 minutes?" Well,
Is that how long the episode was?
Yeah.
That's long.
And then you
You
guys
watch
both
this?
used your profanity. You used up all your profanity, so you don't have the one strike this time. There's none. Next time he'll recap and you'll get more.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into it. So
Episode 2.
Episode 2. So
Of the
since
show.
The best one since the first one.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Since we've last seen you lovely people, there's been some big things in the market.
Big ones. Dwack.
Black.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so I was on Wall Street Bets on Reddit, which is a thread I like to go to sometimes and read what people are doing. It seems like most of them are just losing money. But this one guy had this whole theory about this company, Dwack, which is like, I think, a digital acquisition company.
Okay.
And they were buying Truth Social or something. It was whatever Trump's is.
Oh, yeah, I heard about it.
And because of that, there was like a spike in the stock
I did
price.
see that. It
of
went up
Dwack.
like 30-40% in one day, yeah.
Yeah, so he was telling people to buy it or something, and whatever. I mean, I don't know what the moral, thing is, because, I'm a big liberal. You like that? Is that good for the show?
No, we shouldn't get into that.
Oh, we shouldn't get into that.
This is strictly investing.
But I really also, if I can make money on something, I don't know.
Your political morals go out the window?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I've established a position on
This
that
is
yet.
teach Dan stocks, not make Trump rich.
Yeah, I don't know how moral I am yet. Anyway, the point is I didn't invest in Dwack. I guess I would have missed it anyway. But I did learn that guy on Wall Street Bets said buy the Dwack and then, it's going to go up because of this thing. And it seemed like a conspiracy, but then, it went up a lot, right?
Yeah, no, I saw it one day. It went up like 30%. What
Dwack
else?
is whack.
Yeah.
What else went up a lot is Reddit. Reddit is up, I think,
Came down, I thought, after.
It's like 57.
Don't they have an evil CEO?
Reddit?
Yeah, I think the people really hate him, that Reddit CEO. Even the people on Reddit. I love Reddit.
We're getting sued for slander, by the way.
Sorry.
Defamation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't buy it. I tried to swing it. I tried to get in at 36 when I IPO'd, but I couldn't. I don't know if I'm long-term on it. I think Reddit's a great platform. I think it provides a lot of value, but I don't think they've been able to monetize as well as other social media platforms. So from an investor purview, I just don't know if it's a good investment.
Isn't the long-term outlook and curvature of social media platforms in general downhill? I feel like social media platforms have an expiration date.
That's not necessarily true, because there's so many people in the world that still don't have, I don't want to say internet access, but they don't have.
Well, they don't. There is a huge number.
So there's that, but I mean, I'm sure they do, but they have to go to like an internet cafe. They don't have smartphones and they don't have 5G where it's like they're on their phone 24/7 like we are here. I think that trend is only going to grow over the next 20 years, and then I think you're right. Maybe in like 40 years, we'll hit a peak where we're like, oh, the mental health aspect of this outdoes the entertainment aspect, and people will slowly start using social media less.
Yeah, but each platform has its own life cycle. Like MySpace died. Facebook, I know there's still a shitload.
Well, no, Meta is still growing. Yeah, Meta's still growing by, I don't know what the number is,
Twitter,
by X amount of users.
Twitter
per day.
feels like it's going to die.
That's potentially true.
It's been X'd.
Yeah.
I think that was a horrible rebrand, but yeah, that's a story for another time. That's also a private company. We can't really invest in that, unless they go public and re-IPO. I don't even know if that's a term, re-IPO, but
Repo.
Repo. Other than that, Tesla's up big too. Tesla's been up pretty good the last few weeks.
That was not one of my picks. I almost picked it.
You were. We'll get into that in a
Is
second.
that because of his recent interest in flying cars?
No, I don't believe
He talked about it.
That.
He's talking about flying cars.
He did talk about it briefly.
I think the stock is just on a rebound. I think it kind of bottomed out and then is slowly on a rebound.
Did you invest in flying cars?
Via Tesla.
I did, yes, actually. I did buy some.
How much did you buy?
Just 20 shares.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought it more as a swing trade. I don't know if I'm allowed to disclose this. This isn't financial advice. I'm not telling people to do what I do. I'm crazy. But yeah, I did buy it as a swing trade. I see it's a very volatile stock. There's a lot of volume behind it, so I do think it's a good swing in that sense. Again, not financial advice. We're teaching Dan stocks, not gambling your money away on swing trades.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just wanted to kind of mess around with it and see if I could make some money.
Nice.
Did you make money?
I haven't sold out yet. I'm actually down as of today. So
It
again, don't swing trade.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
It reverse breached.
I also, just disclaimer, I swing trade with a very small budget compared to what my overall investments are. I do it more as a source of passive income. I'm still more of a long-term investor, and I buy stocks as long-term investments. I don't put much of my percentage of capital into swing trades.
Me too. I also buy stocks as long-term investments. I'm not a day trader.
Yeah, I'm not a day trader. I don't like day trading. It's too risky. Swing trading is a little better because it's like you could see patterns and be like, oh, this is definitely oversold. Like I think in the next 2 or 3 months this will go up. Let me get in. I don't want to hold this for 5 years, but I think over the next 3 months I can make 5-10%, whatever. That's why I like swing trading. Any other market news? Bitcoin. You want to tell us about Bitcoin?
Bitcoin's back up to 70. I don't know when this is airing, but as of right now in this universe, it is at 70.
What caused that? It kind of bottomed out to like what, 62? 60?
Yeah, it was correcting a little bit, and then basically BlackRock announced that they want to tokenize $10 trillion worth of assets like over the next decade. So that is like a good catalyst. Plus, the ETF that they've had for Bitcoin is the fastest growing ETF of all time.
Really?
Yeah, basically BlackRock started that fund with $10 million of their own investment into Bitcoin. That was beginning of February. And now we're at late March as of filming this, and it's already grown to $15 billion in managed assets. So that's a lot of growth.
I did visit the Bitcoin FOMO calculator online recently because in 2010 I invested $700 in laser hair combs from the website Alibaba in Indonesia. And I got scammed. There was never any laser hair combs coming to me. At the time, I thought I was going to start a laser hair comb empire. An empire. And, now thinking back on it, I was, had some awareness about Bitcoin as in the news at that time. And if I had taken that same $700 that I put into those laser hair combs that I never got into Bitcoin in 2010, right now it'd be worth $150 million. So I definitely made the wrong choice when I went for the laser hair combs from Indonesia. Which who even knows if they were coming from Indonesia? I guess they were coming from nowhere.
Someone else was investing in a scam.
Yeah, exactly. They got me.
On the topic of Bitcoin, where do you see us going over the next few months?
Next few months, I mean, it's hard to know. I mean, I think with the halving in April, that tends to move things up market. I don't think that you're going to see the same rate of return as Dan did, in 2010 to now. But I definitely think that instead of like 120 to 150% appreciation a year, we might see like 30 to 50, and see that start to modulate out. But I think I'm like bullish long term on like tokenization of assets and blockchain. And I think Bitcoin's like the best bang for your buck in that marketplace.
What do you see it topping out at?
Topping out like eventually?
Or this year? Let's say on this bull run.
On this bull run, 100, 120K, I think, potentially. Like, I mean, if it's at 60 to 70 now, and then you make it doubly hard to mine, that means that reason stands that it'd be twice as valuable.
And then what do you see it correcting to after that over the next 24 months?
I mean, I don't see the corrections being as severe as they were before. I think maybe like down to 90 to 100.
Really? You don't think it's going to go below 90 ever?
I mean, I don't want to say ever. And again, like short-term horizons are like less my strength, but I think like long-term, if it captures 1 to 2% of global capital, then we're looking at, somewhere close to like $1 million valuation per Bitcoin.
All right. Any other news? Anything else we should update the people on?
I'm trying to think. I feel like I looked into... No, that's it, I guess.
You mentioned Alibaba. I've been looking this past week at like large cap Chinese tech stocks as like a potential rebound play.
Yeah, I
Not
think.
financial advice. I haven't bought yet, so don't rack it up either. Let me buy first. But
I do think a lot of Chinese stocks are undervalued.
yeah, I was looking at Baidu, and basically, I mean, I'll look into it more, but it seems like they're making about $30 billion a quarter, and their total market cap is like 36 billion.
Wow.
So I'm like, just cash on hand and cash flow relative to stock price or price to earnings seems lower, certainly a lot lower than what you'd see in like American AI counterparts to that.
Yeah.
I think Baidu has a large exposure to AI, but there's like a laundry list of, macroeconomic and political headwinds that you got to deal with when dealing with China, which is ultimately like why I sold a lot of Alibaba. Initially, actually, funny enough, to buy Bitcoin, but which ended up being the right move. But I think like to diversify back into some of those stocks, maybe worth it, especially now with the AI craze coming back.
Yeah, I lost some money on Baba too. I was buying, I think like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and it just did not rebound. It kept going down, and I was like, let me just take my losses for tax purposes, offset some gains, move the money to better investments. So yeah.
Yeah, capture.
But I do think long term, if I like had the patience and like the capital to sit on it for 5-10 more years, I do think it's a good play potentially. Not financial advice.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So let's do our Q2 recap. Last week we started our Q2 challenge.
Nice. Enter motion graphic.
Yeah.
We'll start with Dan. Your picks were we'll call it the Dan Index. It was AMD.
That's American Microdynamics, which is a chip company. That's not the name of the company. I just made that up. It's something.
You should probably know what it is if you're gonna.
I know that they're like.
pick.
I think it's quantum. Is it a quantum computing
Everything.
microchip?
No, I'm saying you should at least know what the
Advanced
company's
micro
called.
devices.
Advanced Micro Device. What did I say?
think-
American
Yeah.
Micro something?
Yeah.
Advanced Micro Devices. Yeah, they're like a chip. They're a chip company.
Are you verifying that for us?
I
I think
am.
they're a chip company.
Yeah, that's your pick. You should probably
Quantum-
come into this knowing what it's called.
Listen, I don't care about AMD. I care
Advanced
about,
micro devices, yeah.
there you go. I care about VU.
Well,
Okay?
you're down 6.7%.
Not on my VU.
So, yeah, but VU wasn't one of your picks. VU
Well,
just tracks
VU's where I
the
have my
S&P.
VU's where I have my actual money.
Look at this guy. He's being a fraudulent investor here, telling
Whatever.
you guys picks.
I-
And he
this- none of-
he puts his money in the VU.
None
Look
of this,
at you.
I thought none of this was financial.
No, that was a joke. This is not for the sixth time. This is not
This is not
financial.
financial
It's not
advice.
financial advice.
This
Why
is
are you-
teach
why are you
Dan
even
stocks.
watching?
Yeah.
Why are you even watching?
And then Archer is down 3.8%.
Put everything
Archer
in
is
VU.
down.
Yeah,
Oh, you were so bullish.
Well, that's just listen. Archer is a long play.
you did give that
I got
disclaimer.
50. I do have my money in Archer. I got big money in Archer.
got
All right,
big money.
I got 50 plus shares. That thing. Let me. Oh, I did learn something. Archer is evaluated. Whatever. Valuation of Archer is like 1.4 billion or something like that. Guess what? The future market cap of all flying car is like $1 trillion plus. Okay.
Yeah,
You know
but
what
how
that
much of that market cap are they gonna?
Maybe all of it. They
No,
could become
that's
the why?
Stop cussing. First of all, that's
Okay.
3 in 30 seconds. I'm
Sorry.
gonna have to edit the crap out of this.
Okay, they could become a real monopoly. Okay, they could take it over.
Who are
They
their
can-
competitors?
Who's the competitor of?
the
of,
sky.
yeah. No, there's monopolies. There's monopolies.
Yeah, but do we know that they're a monopoly? Do you
Yes.
know who their
No.
competitors are?
Well, there's definitely going to be multiple people.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, how much of that, even if it is,
How
what
much
you're saying-
more? How much of the market is Amazon?
I think Dan's point is that it's more than 1 billion.
Yeah, exactly.
Hence,
Listen,
hence-
my 50 shares could go
Hey, if it captures that
50x.
2 billion market share, that's double
Double.
money. Double
Okay.
money.
Well,
we'll
anyway,
do 10 times that.
you're currently down an average 5.23%.
Doesn't matter. I'm holding.
So hopefully those numbers get a little better for
I'm
you.
gonna hold that bag.
And then we have Josh here. You have Nvidia.
What do we got?
That's up 5.8% since about 2 weeks ago.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Good job.
baby.
IBM is actually down 1.3%.
Bad call.
So-
maybe.
But we got dividends coming.
And then your other pick, Solana,
Yeah.
right? Crypto, actually, not a stock, is up
Yeah.
4.2%.
Nice.
So
Big
that-
one's been too easy. But
That that puts you at an average of 2.9%. So
2.9%.
you're in second place, unfortunately.
We
'cause
filmed this thing like
How much am I
4 weeks
down?
ago.
You're down minus 5.23%.
And I'm up how much?
2.9%.
Hell yeah.
But
3%.
Big Daddy here,
What were your picks?
PayPal.
PayPal.
Not financial
This guy
advice,
loves
but
PayPal.
if there are any
I don't think he even uses PayPal.
How much
if
is it?
if there are any investment
How
banks
much-
out there
what's it up?
watching and you want to hire me, you know where to find me.
What's it up? What do you got?
PayPal up 6.8%.
All right.
6.8%.
Not as,
Six
much,
point-
not as much as my vote.
After 10 years of being down 10%. But okay.
Hey man, it doesn't matter. These are
Let's go for it. Let's go for it.
Google up 7%,
Nice. Google was a good pick.
and then Porsche up 2.4%. So that puts my
Porsche,
average at
Porsche.
5.4%,
You should
gentlemen.
invest in Kias.
I'm
5.4. Okay, very good.
I'm winning. So far I'm winning. You know, knock on
You're
wood.
winning.
You got.
You should feel good about that.
We'll see what happens. It's very early.
Done.
It's very
We're
early.
already done.
Good job. Good
You know,
job.
technically
Good
at the
job,
time of
Shayan.
this recording, Q2 hasn't even started yet. So we'll see how this goes. We have a lot of time ahead of us.
All right.
But yeah, that's this segment. Unless there's anything else you guys want to add.
I'm good. I'm up.
I would like to, reiterate my faith in Archer flying cars.
Just because you're down today, don't mean
What?
you can't come
You
back
don't even
tomorrow.
know their competitors.
What?
You don't-
Joby. Joby's a competitor. Joby.
Why?
So maybe I do know their
Okay,
competitors.
so why is Archer better than Joby? We'll end on this.
Because when I Googled it and I found the article that said which one to go for, it said go for Archer.
So you trust random people in
I trust the universe
You're a
to
motley
guide me
fool.
into the area that I need to be in. Archer, it sounds fun.
And that's why this is Teach Dan Stocks.
You know?
Yeah.
Sounds like the cartoon. It's Archer, it's a bow, arrow.
Okay.
Catchy.
Your little branding play. You think?
Joby.
What's SpaceX?
What's
might be in there
what's
or something?
Joby?
Tesla?
Yeah, they
I
could be
don't
in
know.
there. Well, he's talking about flying cars. He wants in.
All right.
Who's investing in Archer? Kathy Wood, BlackRock, other big players. Vanguard.
State Street. Yeah.
You know who else? You know who else Vanguard invests in? VU. It's the
I
first.
think everybody invests in VU.
Well, what do you think the V in VU stands for?
Victory.
That's right.
No, it's Vanguard.
It's Vanguard. It
Yeah.
stands for Vanguard.
All right.
And
Cool.
they're into my flying cars along with Kathy Wood and BlackRock. BlackRock's not the company that is a private army in Iraq or something.
No,
right?
that's Blackstone.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Blackwater.
Blackwater. You're
This
right.
film is not sponsored by Blackwater.
Yeah, I don't agree with them.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna.
Or
air this part.
Dwack. We could put it in.
Okay.
Blackstone? Blackwater? Wait, what was
Blackwater.
it?
It's not
Blackwater?
We're not down with Dwack.
We're not down with Dwack.
Unless it starts making a lot of money, and then
Yeah.
I believe in freedom of speech. You can do whatever you want.
If you sponsor us, you can say whatever you
Invest in whatever you want.
Yeah.
I think political parties are.
This is not political advice.
That's a conversation for another time.
That's
If
episode
you do
3.
want us to not condemn you, though, you drop the sponsor information below. He'll handle it.
In the next episode, we'll discuss Shayan's lazy false equivalency of equating the two parties as equals.
Something about that. That'll be
It's easy.
All right, moving on.
It's
Let's move on.
It's an easy
Let's
answer.
move on.
Welcome to Investor IQ, where we make you a more informed investor. Today we're talking about support and resistance. Words I've heard before, but don't really know what they mean in the context of the stock market. But here, let me take a guess. Support could be people supporting a stock, right? Like when you support your local booster club, you may be putting some money into it. Maybe you're going to some PTA meetings or something.
What's a booster club?
A booster club is a local organization for school that funds money into it for things like football uniforms. On Friday Night Lights, there's a lot of politics that goes on in that television program around the booster club. There's Buddy. He's a bigwig in the town. Anyway, support could be money, financial money going into the stock or the system, and then resistance could be, I don't really know, but let's say it's people pulling money out, shorting it. All right, I'll leave, and now we'll get to the actual explanation.
All right. So support and resistance is kind of hard to show without a graph, so Shayan will have to do some wizardry here. But basically, a support is the level in which the pattern of a stock has shown like a multiple iteration. So like if something is going down, you want to basically see where the previous top was, and that's where your support is going to be. So if you're coming down, there's a big sell-off, something like that, right? You're going to correct down to a certain level, and the level that we typically see stocks correct to is the support level. and that'll be the previous peak of the previous line, right? In terms of where we see the previous top. And then a resistance is if you're going up, right, where you see previous corrections, that former down point is going to be the point in which you're trying to break out of. And so because you have a lot of times where you go up, hit that point and come down, we call it resistance. So it's really just a stock pattern graph in metric in terms of how we look at where things are going to go up and where they're going to potentially land. And we look at our charts. I'm sure you guys have seen that with a bunch of candlesticks and lines going everywhere. Those charts tell us things like this. Support and resistance is a fundamental part of that. Welcome to another exciting segment of alternative investments where we discuss not what you traditionally think about alternative investments being things that are like wacky, although that might be some of it. It is mostly just anything that's not a stock. So anything we can teach Dan here about investing, whether it be asset class, whether it be crypto, whether it be, anything under the sun that's just not a stock, that's what this segment's about. So for this week, what we're talking about is, what are we doing? CD accounts? We're doing CD accounts. We're doing basically accounts that you use through any major bank that you might be already banking with a savings account or a checking account. And right now, the reason we're talking about this is because it's sort of the tail end of high interest rates. And we think that the Fed is going to start lowering rates towards the end of 2024, which means that you still have an opportunity to get in to high interest rates within your bank right now. So I, for instance, bank with Wells Fargo, and I was able to open a CD where I'm earning over 5% interest on my money, literally for doing nothing. It just has to be locked up for about 11 months. And then at the end of this year, I'm going to get all that money back plus 5% interest, which is great because it's just money on my money and I get to keep all the principal at the end, which is a safe and easy way to make money. So for any of you out there that want to invest or grow your money without taking on all the risk and scariness of the stock market, try CDs. They're great right now. High interest rates are your friend.
Welcome to Money Tips, coming to you live from
the French
Riviera. Anyway, today's money tip is pretty simple. It's buy used. Why buy used and what to buy used. What you should always buy used are cars, furniture, clothes. If you're Josh, I don't buy used clothes, but he really wanted that one in there. Books. No need to get a new book, especially if you're a student. Buy those books used. And what else should people buy used? I think that's pretty... Oh, electronics. Phones, laptops, refurbished. Tech, cars, furniture, clothes if you're Josh, and books.
You don't need new designers.
Buy them used.
Share streaming passwords.
And
Also, if you don't happen to be in the French Riviera, use a green screen.
You should do a few coming to you live from. So do Hong Kong. You can do.
Let's do a bunch of them. Look how much money we can save.
Yeah.
How much money can we save in 30 seconds? Intro us.
The Great Pyramid.
okay.
All of them.
Coming to you live from Hong Kong. Do you want me to do the whole bit?
Yeah.
Speed
Coming
round.
to you live from the Great Wall of China.
This is great. We're saving
Coming to
so
you
much
live from Egypt. Coming to you live from the Hollywood sign.
Rio de Janeiro.
Coming to you live from Rio de Janeiro. Coming to you live from Las Vegas.
Alaska.
Coming to you live from Alaska.
money. Wow. We're hitting a lot of demos with this.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Thank you guys for visiting us. Like, you should pay us for all this free travel you're getting.
Remember, saving money is making money.
Very nice. What a tagline.